Imagine it is 1952 and dusk has fallen over a small West Virginia village. This foggy September evening, 3 local boys play on the lawn of their elementary school. Suddenly, a bright red light appears above them and streaks across the sky, landing on a nearby hillside. The boys waste no time chasing the light, alerting their mother and the National Guardsman along the way. The villagers climb the hill, and what they find at the top changes the trajectory of their small town forever. Tonight, on the Dreary Midnight Podcast, we discuss the Appalachian anomaly of the Flatwoods monster.
Let's get into it. Intro music.
Okay, so my first question was, have you ever heard of the Flatwoods monster? And
I-
based on your reaction,
I have heard of it. That said, I don't know squat about it.
so you just heard the name.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I was originally going to do alien abductions, and I was going to look into the types of aliens, and then I saw the Flatwoods monster, and I was like, oh, I've heard of that. Like, I think it was on our pod topic
It's
list.
on our Google Doc, I think.
Yeah. But I never actually, looked into it. So I
Yeah.
looked into it.
Yeah.
And this is another West Virginia
All right.
small town.
So we haven't
cryptid.
yet done Mothman, and so we're doing.
We haven't done Mothman?
We have not done Mothman.
I thought for sure we did Mothman.
Mothman, I think, is also on the Google Doc.
Oh.
Comment below if you want us to do Mothman.
I don't know why I thought you did Mothman. So I was like,
I've put Mothman. I've tried to bump it up in my own queue a few times, but I don't know.
Yeah.
My
honestly,
earpiece
at this
annoying.
point, we've done so many episodes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, but well, everyone knows Mothman,
Yeah.
but nobody knows the Flatwoods monster.
Yeah. Love it.
But don't worry, this doesn't really have anything to do with Mothman, so there's no overlap. So we'll just start with this one.
All right.
So this is the sighting on Friday, September 12th, 1952. 3 boys, Edward and Freddie May, aged 13 and 12 respectively, and their friend, 10-year-old Tommy Heyer, were playing on the lawn of Flatwoods Elementary School in Flatwoods, a village of about 300 people in Braxton County, West Virginia.
All right.
At 7:15 p.m., the boys witnessed a pulsing red light streak across the sky. The light seemed to crash on a hillside that was the land of local farmer G. Bailey Fisher. So the boys hightail it towards the crash site. On the way to the crash site, the Mays boys' house was in that route. So they stopped by to tell their mother, Kathleen May, what they saw. Kathleen, in turn, alerted National Guardsman Eugene Lemon, who was 17 years old at the time.
Okay. What year is this?
1952. And James, I was researching, and I told James, imagine being 17 years old and you're a National Guard. And he's like, yeah, I mean, it's 1952. That's kind of how it was. Said all the older ones came back from World War II and said, we're done with this, actually.
Yeah. Well, and then a lot of the middling ones are likely in Korea. Because Korea is 1950 to 1953.
Oh,
So.
well, see, makes sense. And also, this is a town of 300 people.
Yeah.
This is what they got.
Yeah.
So, from what I could tell, there's a dog there. It was a family dog, and I'm pretty sure it was the Lemons family dog. It was,
Does Doggo survive?
yes.
Okay.
So, but the dog, Richie, went along with them. So, this is where things get weird. Not weird, but I have 3 sources, and one of them says that there were 6 boys and the mom and the dog. One of them said that a couple other boys joined, but sometimes they count Eugene in as a boy, which makes sense because he was 17. So I don't know if there was another littler boy, but there was a name, Neil, what was his name? Neil Nunley, that said that he was a friend of the other three boys. But either way, the for
5 to
sure
6 kids.
named ones were the three initial kids and their mom, Kathleen, and Jean, the National Guard.
Okay.
And the dog.
Yeah. So at least 6 souls, maybe 7, and we don't know if we're going to have that extra kid.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they climb the hill with Lemon leading the group.
Okay.
Richie the dog runs ahead out of sight and starts barking.
Okay.
And then shortly after, he runs back to the group with his tail between his legs.
Oh no, baby.
Yeah.
What kind of dog is Richie?
It doesn't say.
Boo.
I mean, I'm assuming some sort of hunting dog.
Yeah. I just saw Superman, so I'm going to just assume.
How is it?
It's good. It's really good.
Okay, I want to watch it, but DC kind of burned me in the past. So
I came in not knowing squat about DC. I think this is my first DC in a bajillion years.
Well, DC have been going really into the grimdark thing recently, and
it is not the grimdark.
Okay, good.
This is the theme seems to be that like caring about people should not be a heretical act, and is not a heretical act.
Nice.
Because that seems to be the whole ethos of Superman. It also just feels a little bit too close to actual political situations that are going on in real life, which is like media.
I mean,
does that,
like
but
art reflects life.
Life reflects art. Yeah. I just
but no
wish
spoilers because I do want to watch it.
Yeah. I just wish there wasn't so much crossover between Gajillionaires and Lex Luthor. And I'm going to leave it there also.
To be fair, I'm pretty sure when he was made, there was also crossover. It's not a new thing.
Yeah.
Anyway, they climb up the hill with Lemon leading the way, blah, blah. After traveling a quarter mile, the group reached the top of the hill, where about 50 feet away, they saw what they described as a large, pulsating ball of fire. There was a mist over the area with a smell that made the mist had like this pungent smell, and it made their eyes and noses burn. Keep that in mind.
Okay.
Lemon, still in the front, noticed 2 small lights to the left of the ball of fire, pointed his flashlight towards the lights, and the light revealed a creature that was about 10 feet tall.
Okay.
With a head or a hood shaped like a spade.
Okay.
And what appeared to be a dark metal dress, either black or green. The creature's hands were twisted and clawed. Its body was blood red. Some say that it had a green face. And its eyes emitted an eerie orange glow. And it levitated above the ground. So,
if it's levitating, how are they certain it's 10 foot?
Because probably if you know the height of generally a 6-foot man, then add 4 more feet on top of that.
Well, I mean, yeah.
It's like varies from like 7 to 12 feet, but the general consensus seems to be 10.
Okay. I mean, and that could also just be accounted for. Like, it could be 7, it could be 12,
exactly.
But it's also levitating, so we don't know for certain.
Yeah, and I don't know how far off the ground it's levitating, to be fair.
Oh, so it could be like 2 inches because this soil composition will kill me versus like, I'm just not going to go anywhere near it. Like, okay.
This is what the original drawings. Honestly, it's not that scary. But if I saw it and it was 10 feet tall and it was floating.
If it were twice a human size and I wasn't expecting that particular thing to go when I was going around the corner, yeah, I would be absolutely petrified. And also, the dog gets it. That's not a good thing.
1,000%. So, Lemon screamed and fell backwards, as I would also do.
Same. Yeah.
The creature began to hiss and glide towards the witnesses, who turned and fled in terror.
Relatable.
Hashtag relatable. Kathleen May and Jean Lemon reported the incident to the local sheriff and a news reporter. So, the reporter returned to the site with the farmer, who was Fisher. He found no creature, but noted that there was a sickening, burnt, metallic odor still prevailing. The local sheriff and his deputy searched the area that night and found nothing. Now, the reporter went back the next morning and saw tracks and some black liquid, and he was like, this is proof of a UFO. But then it was later found that that was like a truck marks, and that somebody had come to the area to like check it out.
Okay.
So that was dismissed.
Okay.
Now, some members of the initial group suffered from throat irritation, vomiting, and nausea, which persisted for days.
And potentially consistent with whatever they felt like they were inhaling.
Yeah. So at the time, the symptoms were dismissed as side effects of hysteria. But it's also worth noting that these are telltale signs of exposure to mustard gas.
Huh.
Yeah.
Do we think maybe
We don't know.
the thing had its equivalent of a gas mask?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing. It seemed to be having some sort of metallic wear. There was some sort of UFO crash. And then it was like this weird gas mist thing. I wouldn't be surprised if it, like the gas mist was just some sort of chemical that it emitted as like a defense thing. Not necessarily organically,
Yeah.
but like...
Or even just if its craft was screwing up somehow.
Oh, yeah.
Like maybe there was something that the fuel is supposed to connect to and didn't and started emitting stuff, and that's partially why it crashed, but it keeps emitting whatever fuel it was using.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't say anything else about that, but I think that's so interesting.
Yeah.
And nobody seems to like have,
And
I don't know.
Yeah, and it could well be
Make
like
some theories based on that.
Like, let's go down the alien route for a minute. Like, we send people into space with like a bajillion layers and equivalent of an air filtration system in a suit, right? Like, what's to say that other beings trying to do interplanetary travel
Wouldn't do the same thing.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, when the Fisher Farm incident was reported, other people called in. Some more accounts from eyewitnesses regarding this event and similar events came about. So I got these from 2 different sources. So some of them have a little more detail than others, just depending on what article I was referencing.
Okay.
But this is how it goes, basically in chronological order.
Okay.
So a mother and her 21-year-old daughter claimed to have encountered a creature with the same appearance and odor a week prior to the September 12th incident.
Okay.
The encounter,
So like September 5th, 6th, something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
The encounter affected the daughter so badly that she was hospitalized for 3 weeks.
Oh my God.
Now, it doesn't say why she was hospitalized. I don't know if it was from the mustard gas or if it was from hysteria or something. But,
quote-unquote hysteria.
Quote-unquote hysteria. But 3 weeks,
Yeah.
pretty bad.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not long before the sighting on Fisher's Farm. It doesn't say how long, so I'm assuming if maybe a week or a few days.
Yeah. Sometime between when the daughter was hospitalized and when the kids saw the thing. Yeah.
A woman named Audra Harper claimed to have seen the monster while walking through the woods near the town of Heaters, about 5 miles north of Flatwoods.
Okay. Is it 5 miles as the crow flies? Is it...
I don't know. Honestly, any West Virginians out there, I'm sorry if I'm saying anything wrong or if I just do not know the geography. I'm going to look it up right now. Maps.
Because, I mean, I don't know a ton about West Virginian geography either, except that it's like mountainous. So it could be 5 miles as the crow flies, but it could also be...
What does as the crow flies means?
So this is a perfect example of it. So if it's 5 miles as the crow flies, what are the 2 cities again, or towns?
Heaters and Flatwoods.
Heaters and Flatwoods. Okay. So as the crow flies, if it's 5 miles from Heaters to Flatwoods, that means if you jumped up and flew like a crow, it would be 5 miles before you touch down again. If you were driving, let's say, from Heaters to Flatwoods, presumably there are mountains and like twisty, turny things you have to go around. So instead of being 5 miles, it might look like more like 6 or 8 or 10, depending on how many mountains and stuff you have to go around.
Well, according to this, Heaters is north of Flatwoods, and it takes about 4 minutes, and it's about 3.3 miles driving.
Okay. So it's...
But this is also driving in 2025 versus driving in 1952.
Yeah.
So, I also want to say that it was near Heaters, but not necessarily in the town of Heaters.
Yeah. So, makes sense. All
there
right.
we go.
But that is also an explanation of As the Crow Flies. If you
Thank
need
you.
It. Yeah.
That's
did it make
very
sense?
interesting. It made sense.
Okay. Yeah.
I like that. I'd never heard that before.
You've never heard the phrase "as a crow flies"?
Maybe, but I never I didn't think I heard it enough to acknowledge it.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, but
Little idioms.
But yeah, "as a crow flies" is sort of end to end, direct, no stopping. But that also doesn't have. That means you don't have to account for mountain passes and lakes and stuff that are in the way. Yeah. Because, if you have to go around an entire lake, that would add a couple of miles, right?
Which is why bridges exist.
Yeah.
I love idioms, and I think if people were more interested, I could make a whole podcast on that, but I don't think anyone's into
we could soft launch it as a
an
Patreon
hour
special.
of idioms and where they come from.
Yeah.
Patreon.
Let's soft launch that as a Patreon special or something.
Ooh, that could be fun.
Yeah.
Okay, back to the podcast.
Back to the actual aliens and spooky stuff.
So, Audra Harper, about 5 miles north of Flatwoods, near the town of Heaters. Harper and her friend were walking to a nearby store and took a shortcut through the forest. About a half-mile into their trip, they noticed a ball of fire on one of the hills they were passing. Harper dismissed it at first, but upon glancing back, she thought it was like a man-made fire. But upon glancing back, she saw the fire had vanished, and in its place was the tall, dark silhouette of a man-shaped figure. Harper and her friend ran.
Relatable. Yeah.
Then there was a statement from the mother of Fisher, the farmer, that said that at the time of the crash on September 12th, her house had been violently shaken and her radio had cut out for 45 minutes.
Oh my God.
Yeah. I don't know. It seems like UFO activity to me.
Yeah.
And then another statement. The director of the local Board of Education claimed to have seen a flying saucer taking off at 6:30 a.m. The local Board of Education for Flatwoods. To have seen a flying saucer taking off at 6:30 a.m. on the morning of September 13th, which was the morning after the Flatwoods incident.
Yeah. Where 5 to 7 souls saw the thing. Okay. Yeah.
And the last encounter, the day after the Flatwoods encounter, also September 13th, a couple had a similar sighting driving through the mountains of Frame Town about 20 miles south of Flatwoods. Okay. So this one, I actually do have a bunch of names of places.
All right.
They were driving near Strange Creek, about 20 miles south of Flatwoods.
Apropos.
Through the rural area between Clay and Breckson County on Route 4.
Okay.
So I don't know if it was already called Strange Creek or if it was called that because of this encounter.
Yeah. Well, and it could also be that the Strange family used to live by the creek.
Oh, that's fair.
Yeah. So.
So, West Virginians, chime in.
Yeah.
If you have knowledge.
West Virginian listeners of Dreary Midnight, shoot us an email, drearymidnightpodcast@gmail.com, or comment.
Nice promo.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, George and Edith Snitsowski and their 18-month-old son were driving on Route 4 at dusk when their car suddenly died. George attempted to restart the car to no avail. Shortly thereafter, while the couple was trying to figure out what to do, a putrid sulfuric odor filled the air.
Similar to what sent everybody else to the hospital.
Yep. The baby began to cry.
Naturally.
The babes and the beasts always know what's up.
Yeah. Yeah. Because they have to have, so much of the time they
It's
have to
their
have like all
instinct.
filters on, or like
Yeah,
no filters on, because
exactly.
they haven't been taught what the danger thing is yet.
Mm-hmm.
So everything's a danger thing.
A strange bright light filled the darkness, and the couple saw a 10-foot tall creature hovering in front of their car. From the waist down, it was similar to the Flatwoods monster. But from the waist up, it was a reptilian humanoid creature. It dragged its lizard-like hand across the hood of the car before drifting into the woods. As soon as the monster was out of sight, the car restarted and the couple sped away. This creature would be known as the Frametown Monster.
Okay. So we have a hand confirmation here. Like, it definitely has hands.
Yeah.
And presumably doesn't need a spacesuit or equivalent.
Well, the Frametown and Flatwoods. Okay, the Flatwoods monster also had hands. They had little claw hands.
Which,
So-
I mean, I also think of as lizard-y hands.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So a part of that's why some people are like, oh, it's the same creature, but it doesn't have a hood.
Oh, yeah.
Like, that's the main difference.
Yeah.
Like, that's what it would have looked like underneath the hood.
Yeah. I mean, and that could be.
But
any
it could
number
also
of
just
things.
be a completely different thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Or, I mean, I'm reading a real dumb rom-com about aliens now.
Hell yeah.
And so one of the things is like, so there's like two guys that are technically from the same species, but like it's tribe A and tribe B, and like the coloring is different, and the mannerisms and stuff are a little bit different as well. So it could well be that it's a similar sort of thing, like tribe A and tribe B, but then
That's fair.
yeah.
Like
But
how on Earth there are so many different types of humans.
Yeah.
But it's
And
it's
like,
not just going to be identical every
And-
time.
Exactly. And like the height and skin tones and typical features are going to look a little bit different depending on where you are.
Exactly.
But yeah.
Do you think there was like a buddy cop system where it's like, let's go to Earth,
Oh, like
me and my partner?
oh, but like if you travel, don't travel alone.
Maybe.
Kind of thing. I don't know.
It crashed and they got separated or something.
Maybe.
Anyway.
Yeah.
So now we get into the possible explanations. So I think the most obvious one is it a cryptid or is it an alien? A lot of these things kind of coincide with alien type stuff. There's a bright light across the sky. There's a crash site.
Yeah.
There's metal as opposed to organic material.
Yeah.
Also, reptilians are a type of alien.
What?
There's the grays, which is the typical little gray,
Little green men
little
that you think
gray
of.
green men that you think of that have the big old eyes and stuff.
Yeah.
There's the Nordics, I think that's what they're called. I think, which is it's like a tall alien that has like usually fair hair, like white skin.
Yeah.
Like that's also been claimed to have been seen as an alien type.
Okay.
And there's the reptilian aliens, the lizard ones.
Okay.
Who, like, because these are the like three basic aliens that people have had sightings of, but the most popular ones are the grays, obviously.
Yeah.
So technically, the reptilian's also a type of alien.
Okay.
So that could be a theory.
For a second, I thought you were gonna say that like snakes and chameleons are also derived from aliens, but
Wouldn't that be hilarious?
that would be wild.
Who's to say that the dinosaurs weren't just aliens on this planet?
That is a question for a different day.
Now, most people don't believe in the Flatwoods monster, mostly because after these initial sightings, there weren't really any other sightings.
Yeah.
And also because it just seems like a very unbelievable story.
Yeah.
The explanation is that it was some sort of barn owl, which I think is a coward's explanation because they always want to blame the owls.
Yes. Okay, listen.
But there's
Owls-
if you live in a rural like village, you can tell what an owl looks like.
And like if you're remotely familiar with like local owls, or at least local sounds, or at least local shapes, like they would have said, oh, it looked like that owl up the way or whatever.
Even if you're a scared 17-year-old or kid or something, and even if you go in with the anticipation that you're going to see something,
Yeah.
I think you would be able to be like, oh crap, that scared me. There was an owl that
Yeah.
just flew by.
Yeah. Jump scaring an owl and jump scaring something that smells like sulfur and has claws and a spade head. Like, I don't remember barn owls having spade heads. Yeah, I feel like you would know. But then the sort of the other end of that is sort of if you don't know, like if you've seen those
Oh my god, the medieval paintings of
medieval paintings
animals.
or like descriptions of, oh, here's this wild creature, it has like a head like this and a really long neck that's as flexible as a snake and the body of a horse and
It's a
splotches like
giraffe.
this, and yeah, but it's a giraffe and it's sort
And it
of,
just looks so weird and
yeah,
wonky.
but like if you're a peasant in North England, like you're not gonna necessarily know a giraffe, but you likely know a garden snake and what a horse looks like,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do want to say that the immediate thing that I thought of was the drawing of a hippo.
What's the drawing of the hippo?
It here, let me show you. It is
What the shit, man?
it has like there's also this one. I don't know how else to describe it other than a large dog with a snout
Yeah.
that is it looks like it's just like a half fish, half warthog,
Yeah.
honestly.
Yeah.
Anyway,
But I mean, that does sort of seem in the same vein as like the reconstruction drawings of what we think something like a dinosaur would have looked like. But because we don't have fat and feathers and skin and stuff,
yeah.
we like can't know for sure. Anyway,
So, this is something that I thought was really interesting. 1952, it was kind of primed for
something.
scares
Yeah, scares. Because we have.
because of the climate, because of the Cold War.
Yeah. Well, yeah, exactly. Because, like, Cold War, we had dropped nuclear bombs like 7 years before, so that was a possibility.
So,
We're getting solidly into the Cold War,
yeah,
or really rearing up to it. And Korea is
the
going on.
yeah, the May brothers, the kids, their story hit 3 years after the Soviet Union successfully tested an atomic bomb in 1949. And like the Air Force was scanning for bombers. There was just this like climate of anxiety about this world that seemed like it was being made by scientists who it seemed like mad science at the time, you know? And Life magazine had literally a few months earlier published a story about flying saucers.
Yeah.
And Life is supposed to be like a very credible magazine.
Yeah.
So it kind of isn't surprising that people came into this already primed.
Yeah, no kidding.
And, you know, like you said, in Korea, thousands of American soldiers had been killed, including 4 soldiers, you're like age 21 and younger, from Braxton County. So it was like just literally months before this Flatwoods monster incident.
Yeah.
And one of them had even grown up only 6 miles from Flatwoods.
Yeah.
So it's this climate of all these things happening overseas that are
Yeah.
kind of making it. So I don't think these people were necessarily crazy. I think that they saw something, even if it's not what they said they saw.
Yeah. Or what their anxiety filter is going through.
Exactly.
Because in that sort of climate, I can easily imagine that their anxiety filter is putting through, it's a mysterious and dangerous thing from the air, because plane warfare and dropping atomic bombs are the things that we are doing
Yeah,
actively in 1952.
exactly. So as of the time of this article, the May brothers are still alive. They're in their 70s.
Okay.
And they still stick by their story.
Yeah.
They
makes
still
sense.
say that they believe what they saw. They don't do interviews anymore because
Makes
I think
sense.
they just got sick of it.
Yeah. Makes
But
sense.
it was if you don't believe us, you don't believe us
Yeah.
sort of thing.
Makes sense.
But the town is similar to Point Pleasant, which we'll get to. It's kind of embraced the Flatwoods monster
Okay.
thing.
Okay.
It has there's the spot, which is Flatwoods Ice Cream and Sandwich Eatery.
Okay.
It has the Flatwoods Monster Burger.
Okay.
And there's a Flatwoods Monster Museum.
All right.
And I think if we ever like go to West Virginia, we
Yeah.
should do Point Pleasant. We
Yeah.
should do Flatwoods. I
We
think
should.
that could be fun. Fun little road trip.
Yeah.
Pod trip.
Yeah.
But either way, like I said, trajectory of the little town was changed evermore. And yeah, that's basically, I don't have a closing. That's
All
it.
right.
That's all I got.
Wild. Yeah. So if you want to see evidence of the pod trip, if we ever do it, follow us on Instagram at drearymidnightpod. If you want to send us an email, including general corrections about our pronunciations.
Moving to Maryland has taught me that if you think it's pronounced this way, no, it's not.
But send us an email, drearymidnightpodcast@gmail.com. We are also collecting stories for Real Spooky Stories Civil War edition. So if you have a spooky story at a Civil War battlefield, shoot us an email with a voice note or a type up about that before July 31st. And if you want to support us with money and send us on that pod trip, support us on Patreon, patreon.com/drearymidnight. And with all of that said, don't do the danger thing. Safe travels home on this dreary midnight. Good night.
Good night.